It is the great debate. Trailer versus ride. Who is the real biker? Now, you probably have an opinion on this, and I'm going to see if it changes. Let's get into that right now. Ooh, we're going to ruffle some feathers with this video. Now, I have traveled to Sturgis both by trailer and by riding, so I think I can speak pretty freely on this topic. Now, this debate has been going on for years, and you probably have an opinion on it, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, but I do want to see by the end of this video if it changes your perspective. You can let me know in the comments. Now, I have produced several videos through the years on Sturgis and other motorcycle related events, and I can't help but notice some of the comments that talk about, oh, I can't get into this because you didn't ride, or, especially when I'm trailering the bike. Or maybe you're at these events and you meet somebody new, you shake their hand, you tell them where you're from, and the immediate question is, did you trailer or did you ride? And when you say trailer, sometimes things get a little awkward, where they're like, ooh, nice to meet you. So I'm gonna break this down fictitiously with two scenarios for you, and you can answer these in your own mind. So we'll start with scenario number one. And in scenario number one, we are going to take a subject. We're gonna call him Mike. Now, Mike is from Southern California. He rode to Sturgis in 2022, and he stayed the entirety of the event, all 10 days. Now, on the other side of Mike, we have a guy, we'll call him Dan. Now, Dan is also from Southern California. He trailered his bike to Sturgis in 2022. He stayed 4 days before trailering his bike back home. Who's the real biker? Before you answer that, let me give you a few more details. So if we go back to Mike, throughout the year, he does most of his riding on the weekends, and respectably, he put on 11,000 miles in 2022. Now, Sturgis was his big plan for 2022, and he decided to ride out for the event. Now, Dan, on the other hand, rides constantly. He is always riding. He's taken multiple trips throughout the year. In fact, Dan put on 26,000 miles in 2022. He decided to trailer to Sturgis because he wanted to bring his wife along, and they wanted to spend some time together and be a little bit more comfortable in a rig that, well, they pay for. Now, Dan only had 7 days of vacation left, so he decided to trailer out for the event, only stay a few days and enjoy himself with his wife before returning back home. So with this new information, who's the real biker? Let me give you a separate scenario. We'll call this scenario number two. So in scenario number two, we will have a guy, we'll call him Steve. Now, Steve rides to Sturgis every single year, and he has for the past 17 years. He has not missed one. Now, on the other hand of Steve, we have Larry. Now, Larry went to Sturgis in 2022. It was his very first trip that he's ever taken to Sturgis, and he did it with his buddy John. So who is the real biker in this scenario? Well, once again, before you answer, let me give you a few more details. I forgot to mention that Steve lives in North Dakota. Steve's total travel time was 3 hours and 7 minutes, with a distance of 196 miles. Steve's combined miles in 2022 was just above 4,000. So with Larry rode a total of 18,000 miles in 2022. He and his buddy John have always wanted to go to Sturgis. However, John, due to an illness, is unable to complete the event on a motorcycle, and that hinders their plans together. So they decide they're going to trailer to Sturgis in 2022 for the first time and take advantage of the experience. So who's the real biker? The whole point of this, and in my opinion, is that they all are. We all are. If you own a motorcycle, you ride when you can ride. And if it was up to us, I'm pretty sure that we would probably ride a lot more than we currently do. But guess what? Life happens. And life happens when you're making plans. And we just try to squeeze in as much riding as possible. And whether we have a conscious or subconscious thought on the matter, we should probably hold our thoughts and opinions on the person that is riding and or traveling by trailer, because there's probably things that we don't understand. The bottom line is, you do you. If you want to trailer your bike, trailer your bike. Trailer your bike to every event if you want to. If you want to ride your bike, good at you. I'm going to look at you all the same, because the bottom line is, when we are passing another motorcyclist on the road, or at least for me when I'm on my trips, and I see somebody pulling a bike in a trailer, I still give them the 2 thumbs down just to show that mutual respect, because honestly, it doesn't matter to me. And I'd be curious, by watching this video, did you have a change of thought process on whether somebody is trailering or riding their bike. You can leave that comment down below. If you made it this far in this video, you might want to consider subscribing to the channel, checking out some of our other content. If you are planning a big trip in 2023, I would definitely love to hear about it. And if you need motivation for that trip, you can check out this video right here. This is our last documentary, which basically was 5,000 miles on a bike. Folks, until next time, you ride safe, you be safe, and we'll catch you on the next one.